Hiya, and welcome back to Dawn Chorus. The game that teaches us that, uh, actually, will the, is catnip a drug to the Meow Meows? I don't know. Anyways, let's just hop right in. This cake is so good! Lake takes another bite, letting out a pleasured moan. I finish the rest of my sandwich in a few bites and then try the cake myself. It's good, though I'm not sure if it's worthy of a praise this high. Maybe that's just my preference. The tart is loaded with berries and slathered with vanilla sauce that I'm not a huge fan of. I glance at Lake. I still have 100 questions for him, but I'd feel weird asking them with Jorgen sitting with us. They'll have to wait until later. What are your plans for the trip tomorrow? I don't have any yet. Torov mentioned something about wanting to visit a bar. And we could go to a bakery or cafe as you suggested. A cafe sounds nice, yeah. About the bar, I don't know. I've never really been in one. What? How? Just, I don't know. I never felt the need to visit one. I know we have a few student bars around the campus, but I never thought about going. Rune wanted to get a table at a tea room. We could always join him, too. I'm not that big on tea. Ooh, about Rune. Have you noticed the door on the right in the corridor leading to the sauna? Not really, what's up with it? It certainly doesn't look like something we should be opening. When we were leaving the locker room, I saw Rune entering it. Oh, you say? What, do you know something about it? Possibly, but it's not something I should be talking about left and right. Really? Come on! We're not left and right, we're your friends here! I hear you, but my point stands. Not fair! But yeah, we can join him tomorrow if you want to. What about you, Arvo? Anything you wanted to see? Well, I'll be happy to walk along the coast. I like the sea. The sea. Lake follows his enthusiastic exclamation with the drawn-out yawn, slumping on the table. I'm sleepy. It is late. I thought about heading to bed already, if we're to get up early tomorrow. Today's morning wasn't easy. I'm not looking forward to a repeat. Even though being woken up by a lake made the morning a bit sweeter. Yeah, it'd be good to go to sleep soon. Who wants to take the shower first? We took a shower after the sauna, so we're good. I'll go ahead and take a quick one then. So, bedtime. I nod and get up from bed, stretching out. Can you help me with the table? Thor! We're just fucking living with them at this point. We move the table together and put the mattress borrowed from Travis back between the two beds like the previous night. As we move the mattress, a passing thought catches me off guard. It would be nice to sleep in Lake's bed, not on the floor. It's awfully early to even suggest something like this. Besides, I'd put Lake in an awkward spot if I did. So I stay silent and drape the bedding over the mattress. Thanks for the help. It's nothing, I'm glad we can have you here. I undress down in my underwear and fold my clothes down on a chair. Then get into the makeshift bed. The duvet is cold, too cold against my bare fur, but it should warm up soon. Lake sits down on the edge of his bed half undressed. How are you doing? Good. Very good, in fact. Feels really good being out of the closet. That's good. You seemed a bit quiet, so I started to worry. That's the weight off your chest, isn't it? Should I tell Jorgen, too? Well, my guess is that he knows already. He's very observant. There's no hiding anything from him. But go ahead, of course. You'll get some practice. It's usually the easiest to slip it discreetly during a conversation, but a more formal coming out works too, of course. Thinking about it doesn't make me feel nervous anymore, but rather excited. Good night! Good night already? So early, I thought we'd get to talk for a bit longer. Good night, Lake. It really feels freeing to be out of the closet. After I came out to Lake in the sun and got enough reassurance from him, it turned out to be an outburst of euphoria. I'm still riding the wave of serotonin high it gave me. And it ended with us cuddling naked in the showers. I couldn't believe it's happening, with how absurd the whole situation seemed, but at the same time Lake felt very real in my arms. All his gentle curves and hard edges, his dense fur and the heat of his body, the shape of his snout when he rested it on my shoulder. A door opens and a moment later the room falls completely dark. Sleep well. Good night. I murmur good night in response, pressing my head into the pillow. I toss and turn. I don't know how much time has passed already, but I don't think I'll get much sleep today. It's not easy to fall asleep with Lake lying so close to me. He's so close, yet out of my reach. I open and close my paws, still feeling his wet fur on my pads. I've already talked about it, but I do know the feeling. It's not fun. Arvo, just get some sleep. Arvo, here's some solid advice. I've been in this situation before. The exact situation. I've been in this exact situation before, believe it or not. Well, not the exact situation, but something that was so fucking similar might as well have been the exact situation. From experience, I can say, Arvo, the best thing that you can do right now is get some sleep. I know it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to get some sleep. However, that is the best thing you can do right now. Get some sleep and eat breakfast in the morning. Focus on one thing at a time. It'll help. I open and close my paws, still feeling his wet fur on my pads. Lake, are you asleep? A whisper close to my ear. Lake is leaning towards me from his bed, as this morning, when he was waking me up, and now his face is hidden in the darkness. Only his mane shines in the dark, silvery as the moonlight. No, you. Disappointed sigh is the only response I get. Lake slides his paw from under the duvet and rests it on mine. I blink a few times, my heart speeding up. I'm not sure what his intentions are, though. He pulls my paw gently, and then again. I can barely see his face in the darkness, but his black eyes seem to be pleading. My heart races. Wordlessly, I nod. As quietly as I can, I slide from under my cold duvet and into Lake's bed, as he moves to the side, making some space for me. His bed isn't as cold, warmed up by the lion's body heat. It smells like him, too. It's the scent of sunshine, of running through flowery fields, the scent of a warm afternoon when everything is perfect. I lie down beside Blake, who's very, very close to me on this small bed, clearly built with one person in mind. Our snouts are just inches from each other, our paws touching. Lake's eyes shine like two coals. The starry-eyed lion. His breath is hot on my snout. Our fingers intertwine. He moves closer to me and our bodies touch. He's so warm and soft. Can I? I nod. Lake's arms wrap around me impatiently, snuggling me into him. Lake. We're so close that I can feel his heart beating against my chest, racing just as mine. I really hope Jorgen is asleep already and doesn't hear us. Arvo, how can you be so cute? Cute? Yeah, you have no idea. Lake snuggles me tightly, pressing his snout against my neck. I keep him close, snuggled into me. You have no idea how happy I am to have you here. His whisper is gentle, like leaves rustling on the wind. Hang on. Is the gamer button the same button where they kiss? Because if so, I will press the gamer button. I just have to find it first. Press the slay button. I think the slay button, kiss button, and gamer button are the same button. Let me see if I can find the gamer button. Alright, let's see if I can find the fucking gamer button. It's around here somewhere. I found the gamer button! Ah! Let me try to get back to my chair.
It's time to drink water. It's time to drink water.
Love the gamer button.
It's time to drink water.
Alright, I'm turning on the webcam.
It's time to drink water.
Right here. Here it is. The gamer button. Why didn't they kiss? God damn it, the gamer button's broken. The gamer button's broken. Damn it. His whisper is gentle, like leaves rustling on the wind. Thank you. I rumble in response, pressing my snout against his. Stay here with me. I thought you're falling asleep with someone else. When I thought it'd be nice to try it, I had no idea I'd have an occasion so soon. My body is burning with need, but as much as I'd like to take it further, just having Lake close makes my heart melt. Falling asleep with someone else is the best part, as he said. He rubs his nose against mine and turns around so that I can snuggle him like a big plushie. Our bodies fit against each other perfectly. He smells like flowers. Flowers in sauna. With my snout pressed into his neck, taking in his scent and arm on his chest, holding him close to my heart. I close my eyes. Lake. Whisper, unable to form my feelings into words. My voice quivers, full of longing. Arvo. Damn it! Damn it! My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. They didn't kiss. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. Dude, it's not that hard to do that. Ah! Snowflakes fall on my unfurled tongue, melting immediately. The warm glow seeps through the thin cover of clouds, and I bask in it, feeling it spread over my body. I don't know what that is. What is that? What is that? They did! Ah! It's so good to be outside. My legs hurt from sitting for half of the day and I desperately need a coffee. But even just being back in the daylight instead of a stuffy lecture hall wakes me up. Okay, everyone, please gather here. Do you hear me well? Please, quiet. We have something important to tell you. Thanks, Devin. Professor Arne cleared his throat, his voice suddenly loud and commanding, but clear like morning air. Thank you, everyone, for participating in today's lectures. If you feel like discussing any of the topics covered today in more detail, we will be holding a seminar in the cafeteria before supper. The returning bus will depart at 17:00 from the same spot we arrived at this morning. That should give you plenty of time. Remember, we'll be here tomorrow as well. No need to rush to see everything in one day. For now, you're free to do whatever you feel like. Thank you. Please, don't be late. We won't be happy if we have to wait for you. Finally, I thought it'd never end. The lectures weren't that long. They were. But I wanted free time already. I want to see the town. We have about 3 hours and this place isn't big. There's tomorrow too, so we can take it slow. Did you make plans already? I want to see the main street. There's a gallery art space at the port in one of the unused buildings. I wanted to check that out. It seemed like a properly cool place. How about you? Oh, I didn't do much research. I'm fine with tagging along, though I need to get some food in me first. I think I stopped feeling hunger around the penultimate lecture and just fell into this numbness of energy conservation mode. Needless to say, my state is dire. Hey, what are you doing? Rune approaches us as we chat. Looking around, I see that almost everyone has dispersed by now, leaving us, him, Devin, and Arne only. Hey, we're wondering what to do. I think we'll go grab some food first. Oh, I know just the place. There's a tea house here I wanted to visit. I looked at their menu and they have Indian dishes too. You mentioned it yesterday. I'd be happy to go, but I don't know about the rest of the group. Y'all? Sounds good. as long as it's not prohibitively expensive. If we make a quick amount of time for walking afterwards. Oh, what the hell? Why not? Great, we can go then. It's so nice here. Blake walks a few steps behind us, enchanted, eyes clinging to every building we pass. The smaller towns here are always charming. People here really care about how they look. Oh, Rune, how did it go with the project yesterday? He looks cheerful, but something in his voice, quieter and more unsure today, makes me feel like there's something wrong. I left it as is. Maybe I'll get back to it today with some fresh ideas. So here we are. This is it. What the fuck happened? Amethyst, what happened? What? Hang on. What? A calzone for 6 minutes? Uh, wow. Be careful with that, Amethyst. You now have the power to bash someone's skull in. Don't do that. Don't do that, because that's murder, and murder is wrong. Weaponized calzone. Put it on some chain, and what do you got? A fucking weapon. You got a fucking weapon. So here we are, this is it. Through narrow streets lined with colorful houses, some brick... Yeah, we already... Oh, it looks quite unassuming. I was afraid it'd be a snobbish place. Snobbish? What would it be? How would it be? Tea has that sort of connotation. It really does. So warm. Finally. We're just holding down the fucking control button to get through this. Only a few dishes, that's always a good sign. Do you have a table for the 4 of us? Oh yes, we have a few left in the main room. Sit down and I'll bring you the menus.
It wasn't me. It was my dad that did that.
Well, from what it sounds like, your dad made a deadly weapon. At that point, it's not a skill issue. Cats, at that point, it's not a skill issue. It's just a whole ass skill. No! 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 Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm not making fun of him. I am actually very impressed and would like to learn from him. He did not make food. He made a deadly weapon. I would like to learn his methods. Oh yes, we have a few left in the main room. Sit down and I'll bring you the menus. Thank you. 1 menu in Norwegian, 3 in English. 2 in Norwegian, please. Very. I wonder where they're from. They had quite a heavy accent. The shirt made me think of Nepal, but maybe they just bought it for the effect. Fits this place, certainly. I really like it here, by the way. I haven't been in any places like this one in my whole life. Like this? You mean a tea house? Well, yeah, but the atmosphere is so cozy. It's nice that you can sit on the floor at some of these tables. I'm gonna try that next time. Oh yeah, that's one of the nicest features of tea houses. That experience is definitely not for everyone, though. I tried to convince Devin to give it a shot once. He refused to go out to eat with me for a week afterwards. Oh, This place isn't cheap. Not the tea selection, at least. I grabbed the menu. Turns out to be more of a book. There's pages and pages of all kinds of tea and infusions and drinks. Most of them I don't even know, let alone the individual teas listed. I guess I'll have to ask Rune about these too. And indeed the prices. are rather high. A teapot of any green tea costs almost as much as a whole dinner. So, do you know what you want? No. First time in a tea house? Yeah, and the names of dishes seemed very cryptic, too. I see. From what I saw, they serve complete meals here. So you get rice and roti, that's a sort of whole grain flatbread, a vegetable dish, and a dal of your choice. Dal is a dish from legumes that goes together with the main vegetable one. They had okra curry and aloo gobi. That's potatoes and cauliflower and a tomato sauce. I'd recommend the latter, but not everyone finds okra palatable. Though personally, I'm a fan. And they have only one dal today, or ran out of the others. Chana's chickpeas. Everything sounds great. I'm not really sure what to order. Maybe I could go with okra curry. I've had okra before and liked it. I want both! But they're taking okra already. I'll get aloo gobi and try the okra from you. One bite. One. I already chose my dish, so I'm going with the never-ending list of teas. Looking for anything I'd recognize. About the teas, anything you'd recommend? What are oolongs? Those are nice. They're somewhere between black and green teas, usually with whole leaves, tightly rolled into small balls. Their tastes range from flowery and subtle to milky or buttery, or even roasted and woody. You know what? I'm gonna check the Discord. That actually doesn't look too bad. That doesn't look too bad, my guy. Steals your W. Oh, woe long. Oh, no! Oh, no! No! Ah! You can brew them many times, sometimes up to like 6, and still have a lot of flavor in each brew. So you can get more than one brew of these here? Yeah, look here, the number of teapots next to the price is the amount of brews they serve of each tea. You've never been to a tea house before, then I suggest we take a few different types of each one and share them. Sounds perfect, yes! Okay, so how about one green tea, one oolong, and one black? I'm curious about this one. Lopsong Sochong, Pu'er, or Chai Masala? The Schlong tea. Chai. We got one for chai, one for schlong. Because I guess that's a tea. Well, I guess we're going with chai. I point at the menu at the position that sounds the nicest. Chai masala. Brewed with spices, served with honey and soy milk. This creamy delight is perfect for evenings with friends. Are you ready to order? Yes, thank you. I'll take the Jin Shuang Oolong, Masala Chai, Gyokuro, and maybe Darjeeling Atanmo. We only have first and second flush at the moment. I'm sorry. Yeah, first flush then, please. And I'll take the set with okra curry. For me, a set with aloo gobi. Same for me. And I'll take a set with okra curry. Okay, thank you. Is that all? Yes, thank you. So, how did you like today's lectures? The lectures were absolutely fantastic. I don't know where they found them, but I haven't heard anyone talk about science this passionately. You could feel that it's their whole life. I like the one about the future of space exploration. Lecturer had such a soft voice, and the seats in that lecture hall were so comfortable. I think that was the only one during which I managed to fall asleep. They were nice, but I wish they provided some food during the break. I don't know I was supposed to bring my own snacks. There, the dinner is almost here. Here's your food. The same guy comes back holding a huge tray, and on it 4 metal dishes, each with a huge heap of food on it. Then the smell reaches us, mouth-watering and so delicious, of spices, fresh chili and ginger, of coconut and fresh bread. As Rune said, each plate put before us has 2 different dishes. A mound of rice, some red sauce, a cucumber salad, and then a flat, round bread dark in color. I'll bring you your teas in 10 minutes. Please enjoy the food in the meantime. I'm not going to try that. Wow, that's a lot. It looks so good! I take a spoonful of the curry and try just a bit, worrying it might be too spicy, but no, it's delicate and full of flavor, but totally mild. Oh, this is good. Oh yeah, the dal is just perfect. Jorgen? Can I have my bite? Go ahead. Oh! I think I don't like okra. It's slimy. Well, I've warned you. Good thing I got the potato curry. It's really delicious. This really is a nice place. I wish I had something smaller in Anslo, serving both food and tea. And if they'd have a scene here, that would easily be the nicest spot I've ever been in. A scene? Yeah, they could invite bands playing traditional music to play live in the evenings. Wouldn't that be cool? I don't know how many traditional bands are here. Can't be too many, but yeah. Live music is the best. Do you go to concerts often? A lot, yeah. I have a few favorite spots. I've even played in a few. What? You're in a band or are you playing solo? And haven't you mentioned it before? It's more of a project than a regular band. We don't have rehearsals. We meet on the stage whenever a venue wants to host us and play whatever we feel like in the moment, which is usually industrial or noise. We're regulars at one venue in the industrial district. It's anarchist-led and lets us play once a month. It's a lot of fun. That sounds awesome. What do the bands play there? Lately, it's mostly shoegaze and chillwave. The latter seems to be going through a revival, and the former's always popular. It's the easiest thing to play if you're an alternative kid and grab a guitar. I like it usually. That's really cool. You have to give me the address. I really dived into the local music scene. It's hard to find an entry point. You just have to look for posters. We always hang around the city. We always hang a few around the city. And find the time to go there. But I'll try going when you're playing at least. Jorgen is going to be the next Shakira. Lady Gagarvo, Hatsune Miku. And now Shakira. I find it funny how you're not even going to try to give Jorgen a pun name. It's just... Thank you, Amethyst. I'll try going when you're playing at least. If I don't have practice then. Appreciated. Are you talking about the...
Self-voicing enabled. Lake, are you talking about the cool Terzinop living shoes?
Yeah, that one. I took you there a few times, right? Just once. It was a cool place. I love the atmosphere, but I didn't really like the bands. It's a toss-up with the local bands. Most of them are playing on a proper scene for a crowd for the first or second time. I like live music. I like the energy, the atmosphere, the sound systems, the interaction with the band, the social aspect of it. Even if the bands aren't great, it's still an experience. I guess. I like concerts mostly for the music itself. You know what's social, interactive, and fun? Karaoke. That's the most fun you could possibly have. I'm happy there are so many in Anslo. I never get bored of them. Do you think there might be one here? Likely, yeah, but they always open in the late evening. There's no chance we'd find one this early. Yeah, right. And here are your teas. The timing is great. We're mostly done with the food already. This is Gyokuro. You're sharing all 4, you can put them anywhere. Great choice. So this pot is Darjeeling. The blue one is Jinshuan. And this one is Masala Chai. Thank you. These are already brewed. When you want your second brews, please ring this bell. And away he goes, leaving us with 4 teapots and 4 small vessels that I imagine are their versions of teacups. Small and conical, plain, and with no handle. Huh, these are fancy! Which one should we start with? I'd say let's start with the least oxidized, so Gyokuro first. Rune grabs the teapot, and in one smooth motion later, 3 of our vessels are full. I grab my cup and lift it to my nose. The aroma is honestly plain weird. I don't even know what to compare it to. Huh, this doesn't smell like tea. More like broccoli. I take a sip and the taste is definitely not what I expected. It's vegetable-y and strong, without any hint of bitterness, but very savory. The broccoli comparison seems apt. We're gonna drink the skin tea. Oh no. What is this? This is the strongest green tea I know. It's plenty funky. That thing they make it by shading the plants. They're the most expensive kinds. This is delicious. Glad you think so. It's a bit too weird for me. I can see myself getting used to it eventually, though. I don't think I'll finish mine. Anyone want some? I'll finish yours. I don't hate it. I'm kind of intrigued. Thank you. Not a fan of green tea? If they taste like this, definitely not. Most teas are easier to like. You might give some sencha a chance sometime. How about the next one then? This one is an oolong jinshuan. It has a milky aroma and tastes a bit buttery. Buttery, huh? This should be interesting. I lift my cup with a dose of uncertainty. I lift it to my nose, and the last night I spent in Lake's bed cuddled up to him comes to my mind instantly. It is interesting, but I don't know if it's good. I like it. It's creamy. Hang on, I gotta find it. Yeah, wrong video. On his face. It's so creamy. Done. That is what my life is. This is what my life has come to. No! No! Okay, so I just plugged my phone back in. I get a notification from my old piano teacher that she's on Snapchat. Yes. Yes. It is, yes, I use Snapchat. I have a Snapchat. No, I'm not going to say what it is. But I will say it is not this. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I actually have a story about her. I have a story about her. So she is one of the sweetest, nicest old women you will ever meet. One of the nicest people you will ever meet. I love her to death. Even though I haven't seen her for like a year. Because I dropped out of that school. I love her to death. It was my second semester at that school. Me and a friend, we were at a rehearsal for a show. We weren't in the show, but we were at a rehearsal. Yeah, I'll pull up the list. That's not it. It is, hang on, I gotta find it. So, Amethyst, you're not gonna like this. You're not gonna like this. The list is in Streamlabs. The list is in Streamlabs. We're using OBS now. So, yeah. But no. We were at a rehearsal. And, I'm not gonna say what the show was. But there is a section where this character is singing about how he got an erection. This is not a joke. The teacher, she made him change the word to distraction. And during rehearsal, he was not allowed to say a specific word because the president of the school was going to be there. He wasn't allowed to say a certain word. Well, at this specific rehearsal, they're playing, she's playing, and he's going, I don't blame my brain, but I do blame my, and that is when he's supposed to stop. Well, she shouts at the top of her lungs, and I quote, penis. She shouted that at the top of her lungs, and everyone lost their shit. Everyone lost their shit. Everyone was laughing their asses off. Keep in mind, this is one of the sweetest and nicest women, old women you will ever meet. Star knows her. Sam knows her. She is one of the nicest people you will ever meet. And she shouted at the top of her lungs, penis, during a dress rehearsal. This was the dress rehearsal. We tried to pressure her to say it during the actual show, and she's like, no, I don't want to say it, I don't want to say it. This was a month before I started streaming. And oddly enough, while I was getting Star into Ad Astra. She knows no fear. We love her. I like it, it's creamy. You don't feel it? Feel what? This smells like a person. That scent of clean skin fresh out of the shower underneath the fur. It's a pleasant scent, but it's really uncanny. Huh, it really does. Nut it up, what are you talking about? Huh, you're right! But I take a sip. Honestly, this is very nice. No vegetable notes, just butter and slight sweetness. The taste is rather delicate, but pleasing. But still, it's great, much better than the green one. I like them both, I couldn't really choose. They brew them really nicely here. You're not burnt nor too weak. It's the worst when a cafe has high quality teas and just butchers them with awful brewing. Okay, so now Darjeeling. Finish your cups and I'll pour you some. Finish the rest in one gulp. It rolls off my tongue nicely, leaving a rich, milky aftertaste. Is this like infused with milk or... Oh, no, it's not infused with anything. This variety just tastes like that. This is definitely the weirdest tea I've ever tried. Now try this one. It's black tea, but very different from usual packaged stuff. Let's see. The smell reminds me of leaves mostly, which makes sense. Tea is leaves after all. Stream will die. Stream will die. Without a moment's hesitation, it will die. So no. Makes sense. Tea is leaves after all. But the taste is very light and pleasant, very fresh despite this being a black tea. I was afraid it'd be too strong, but this is good. I with all black tea, it's tasted like this. For a black tea, it's great. If all black teas tasted like this, I'd switch from coffee. You can find good ones for cheap. It doesn't have to be a Darjeeling to be good. I can always send you links to some good ones later if you want. Why not? I can check them out. I don't think my budget can afford another hobby, though. What's the other? Right, photography, sorry. Yeah, the cost of film and instant photos is killing me, honestly. I was just thinking of switching to all digital, but it doesn't scratch the same itch. I just like analog photography. I think I get it, though. At least with the tea, you're spending money on something that's actually good for you and makes you feel nice, unlike with alcohol. But yeah, it can't be good for the wallet, but then what hobbies are? You can get into making music in a DAW, though. Though I think that's way less fun than doing stuff live. Girl! The fuck do you think I do? I make music in a DAW. I can list off the exact tools that I use. I can list off the exact tools that I use verbatim. And fuck it, I'll do it right now. Ableton Live. That is my preferred DAW. It is fucking amazing. If you ever get into music, if you ever start getting into music production, look into Ableton. It is amazing. Vital, the VST, it's a free version of Serum. And Vital is just amazing. FM8. That is how I make my growls and basses and whatnot. Aside from sub basses, which I just use a stock plugin from Ableton. FM8 is amazing. and massive.
It's time
That's
to
it.
drink water.
That's all I use.
It's time to drink
That's
water.
not including, like, EQs.
It's time to drink water.
That is exactly how you write it.
It's time to drink water.
That is exactly how you write it. I actually have to upgrade from 11 to 12 soon. I need to upgrade from Ableton 11 to Ableton 12. I need to upgrade. I already have a license for it, too. I just haven't upgraded yet. You can get into making... You already read that. Or what films or thing. You don't need any instruments other than yourself for that. I lean back in my seat, soft cushions like a cloud underneath me. Only now do I notice the music playing, very quiet and meditative. You know, this really is nice, sitting here and drinking tea, I mean. I see the appeal now. Something about this has an otherworldly quality, as if time is functioning differently here, detached from the world outside the window. There's one more tea to try already. As Rune pours the tea, the smell of spices envelops us like a silken scarf. The liquid is milky white in color, but not as opaque as milk. I don't even have to lift the cup to my nose to start salivating. When I do, I notice also the hint of honey under the smell of tea, cloves, cinnamon, and cardamom. Ooh, that looks nice! It seems quite heavy, but maybe it won't be. I just hope it's not too sweet. A tasting sip. Oh, that's good! Milky, sweet, spicy, and deep! This is ridiculously delicious. Why don't they serve it everywhere? This is so good! Oh my, how is it made? It's tea with spices, honey, and milk. That's it, basically. It's nice. I like it, really. So, which one to pour you next? I feel dizzy. Huh? Everything alright? Yeah, just too much tea, I think. I knew tea had caffeine, but I didn't know how much, and apparently it's a lot. Ah, I don't feel much. Maybe you're just not used to drinking caffeine. But it was worth it! It was a nice experience being there. I really chilled out. It was good to have something like this after a few hours of lectures. Wind ruffles the fur on my head, cool and fresh, blowing from the sea. Looking around, everything seems more colorful and sharp now, beautiful in the evening sunlight. Yeah, I feel like that too! That and the caffeine kicking in. I hope I'll be able to sleep today. By the way, what are your plans? I'm asking because I want to visit a local art space, and we'd have to turn left here to reach it. I'd hope to watch a sunset from the coast, and it's not that close to the rest of the island, to the west of the island. So I better start going there now. Lake, what about you? Oh, I'm not Thor. I want to see more of the town. Maybe let's walk around for a bit. I'd like to hang out with him a bit more, and I have just the idea of what he might like. Can I join you? Oh, Thor! It'd be much more fun together. So, see you back at the bus? Or maybe even earlier. I'll try to get to the coast in an hour or so. Around sunset. Okay, sounds good. You can drop me a message if you don't see me when you get there. And waving us by, they both walk away. Rune to the east, Jorgen to the west. Meanwhile, I'm left here with Lake, my paw gripping my camera, aching to get some good shots here. So, anything in particular you wanted to see? The harbor mostly. If in this direction, we can basically follow Jorgen. We're not in a hurry, I hope. I might stop a lot to snap a picture or two along the way. No, go ahead, but if you're too slow, you'll have to try to keep up with me because there's a lot of town and little time. I nod and we start walking off into a snow-covered street, leading us back to the sea. Oh yeah, real quick, before I forget. Because I don't plan on uploading Firefighter Connor streams to YouTube, what I'm going to do is I am going to do those streams in Discord. It's nice observing Lake's sightseeing, what he focuses on, what interests him. It's all very different from how I see the world. I look for frames and subjects, but Lake looks for anything to pique his curiosity. I take a few pictures of him too. I rarely take portraits, but with his enthusiasm and the spark in his eye, he's a better subject than our surroundings. I'm glad to be alone with him again. I like the rest of our little group too, but with Lake I feel the most at ease. Being together comes naturally to us and we never run out of things to talk about. Also, being alone with Lake, I can switch back to Finnish, no matter how much I speak English or Norwegian. They're not my mother languages. Even though I'm fluent in English, I still feel constrained by it. Hey, look at this! They have a museum of soda bottles in here! Soda bottles? That's a weird thing to collect. But they'd easily take so much space that you'd need to dedicate a room to them. You want to go in? Nah, we don't have that much time. I'd rather see more of the town. We walk past it, continuing towards the coast. Meanwhile, I keep looking around, searching for a place I found on the map. It should be right around here. Hey, Lake! Want to check out this place? This is a bakery. They have great reviews online. Their cakes are supposed to be particularly good. Oh, of course! I hope they have lemon cake, or cupcakes, or strawberry tart. They have all three, and more. And Lake stands at the glass case, eyes hungry but undecided, presented with a tragic dilemma. These all look so good! He's not wrong. Scouting for something with good reviews paid off. The cakes look delicious, all beautifully decorated, and while the variety isn't great, every single one looks tempting. But I knew what I wanted since my sight rested on the luscious piece of red velvet cake. Decorated with whipped cream, chocolate chips, and a raspberry. The last piece left. My paw reaches out to it by itself, fingers closing around thin air before the glass pane. Do you want anything? Yeah, but a mouth or what? There's deep longing in his voice, and his eyes glimmer wistfully. The whole assortment of cakes reflected in them. Gotta get the lemon tart, but the carrot cake looks so good too. From behind the counter, the shopkeeper looks at us with a warm smile and eyes full of understanding that tell me that most of the customers have similar problems as we. Ew, and that red velvet cake looks so great. No, not the red velvet cake! His words are a gut punch, but I force myself to smile through the pain. I'm doing this for him, not for me. Can I buy them for you? You won't have to choose which one you want. What? You don't have to. I can buy myself one. Yeah, but I want to. Remembering Lake's dream from yesterday, I think it'd be a nice gesture. Arvo, I won't eat that many anyway. We can have them packed and you can eat them whenever you feel like. We want to see more of the town anyway, so we'll save time this way. Fine, but I'm buying a few cupcakes for a friend then. I thought about buying some cardamom buns first, but these look so good. Each decorated with a mini figure of a caribou. They indeed were a sight to behold. Turn to the shopkeeper, pointing through the glass pane. 1 lemon tart, 1 carrot cake, and 1 velvet cake, please. All to go. Actually, I'd like the red velvet cake on a paper plate, please. Or what about you? You don't want anything? I'm still thinking of that red velvet cake, but others look great too. Like the clad caca, almost melting on the platter, sprinkled with powdered sugar, a raspberry adorning each piece. And clad caca, please. And the cozy bakery, I forgot about the damp cold already. Now it bites at my nose, slowly penetrating through the fur in my snout too. Let's get moving, I don't want to freeze here. Coming! Lake checks the bagging and making sure the cupcakes won't fall over with their cream decorations and delicate figurines. It would be an insurmountable waste. Okay, they're all good. The cakes are safe in my backpack, apart from the one I lust after. The only piece of red velvet cake on a paper plate in Lake's paw. That is so sad. I would cry. I would cry so hard. So, where now? To the harbor, and then we can walk along the coast. I'm curious what's there. You don't want to eat your cake now? I can wait until we're back. The dinner at the tea house was more filling than I thought it would be. You say? Because I see the way you look at my cake. Caught red pod. Or rather, hungry-eyed. Did you want that one? I remained silent. Do you want them? Yes. You should have said so. I don't mind staring. We're gonna have it together. I have another spoon in the bag. You can have it. Thank you, Lake. Full of gratitude, all fuzzy inside, I take the spoon from Lake and take a piece of the cake. It's sweet, just like this boy I'm sharing it with. So we walked down the narrow streets leading us to the coast, enjoying the cake and each other's company. It was so good, I could go for another, though... Wait, you have something here. His outstretched paw touches my snout just below my mouth, the paw pad of his thumb rubbing against it, wiping some crumbs from my fur. Our eyes meet and the corners of his mouth curve upward in a gentle smile, like the low-hanging sun behind him, shining through his silvery mane. His feline nose trembles so funnily when he smiles, it's cute. Thanks. Have you ever, held paws with someone? The blood rushes to my ears, my heart's slow pace turning into a gallop. I don't think so. Do you want to? Yes. Nice. And his paw finds mine. It's soft and fuzzy and a bit damp with sweat, but then so is mine. I haven't felt this nervous since my high school finals. As if ashamed of this, Lake moves his palm away. Then only our fingers touch, paw pads pressed against paw pads. Then our fingers entwine, paws linked together. A bolt of energy runs through my spine, sparks exploding just at the base of my head. Lake. Blushing, he turns away and continues through the street, pulling me after himself. We walk along the coast now, but lightheaded. I only see Lake and me and the snow falling around us in spirals, as if the world inverted somehow. Inside turned outside. My paws seem to lift off the ground and I glide next to the lion. Weightless, his paw not holding me down to the earth, but pulling me upwards. We stay silent. We don't need any words to share this closeness. Suddenly we find ourselves outside the town, leaving the tiny wooden houses behind us. The landscape changes and we step into sparse woods, the sea rolling over a patch of sand to our left. There's not as many people there, but I don't mind them all at all anyway, barely noticing them. The green envelops us, mixed with white and azure, and suddenly it's all quiet except for our steps against the backdrop of the gentle sea. We've left the world behind. You know, if not for the mountains behind the sea, it would feel just like at home. In Finland, you mean? Yeah, you don't think of it as your home? Not anymore. No, I don't think so. My home is where I am. Oh, look! Is that Rune and Jorgen? Indeed, they walk along the coast in our direction, towards the town, chatting. I'm gonna give them the cupcakes. Hey, Jorgen! Our paws disconnect and away he goes, running up to the bat and the buck. Did he not want them to see us holding paws? Or am I overthinking this? No, I don't think he'd care. He's not the type of person that would. I land on the ground softly, the world around me coming back into focus. The sudden absence of Lake's fingers between mine and the heat of his paw feels like a void, a negative space that opened up suddenly. But I shake my paw and follow Lake. Ah, fate! As Lake reaches the pair, something flies off to the side and drops into the sea with a splash. Whatever that was, Rune didn't sound too happy. Huh, what happened? Don't. Better give him a minute. Rune runs off into the sea, fishing the lost object from the water. Wiping it off his trousers, all soaked with seawater, now he returns to us solemnly. I wanted to give Rune a cupcake and knocked his phone from his paw. Does it work? No. Rune tries to smile but fails miserably, his expression shifting between anger and deep sadness. Rune, I'm so sorry. It happens, don't worry. He doesn't look at us, though. His voice is completely flat, just like his tail, glued to his leg. Maybe you can put it in some rice and it would absorb the moisture? Do you have rice, maybe? No. Wasn't waterproof? I thought most phones are now. No, I got something budget-friendly. I don't need an expensive phone, and if I'd break it, I wouldn't regret it as much. So I guess it came in handy now, at least. I just wanted to give you a cardamom bun. I bought a bunch at the bakery. Thanks. Maybe it's still repairable. Maybe. I'd like to try at least. I can't even take out the battery now. They're just built in and not replaceable. How quickly the mood has changed. We walk back to the town in silence. Lake walking a few steps behind us with a solemn look on his face. Rune looking somewhere in the distance, his face emotionless like a mask. I want to give Lake a hug and cheer him up, but with Jorgen and Rune around, I find myself unable to do that. I'll wait for it until we're back on the bus. I feel sorry for him and Rune both, but it's Lake who I feel the need to comfort now. He looks even more miserable than the buck. Strap your seatbelts, please. We're leaving in a moment. It's early, but we're going to leave off here tonight. The reason is I'm going to do a bit of Firefighter Connor on the Discord. So head to the Discord server if you want to see that. If not, stay safe, have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow.